Good evening, all, and welcome. I am live here in the capital city of New Zealand, Wellington. And you know what, guys? It's not even cold down here. I mean, we are sitting in the reception area, believe it or not, of the Wellington Base Hospital tonight. And I'd like to welcome you all here tonight to an awesome night again. Welcome, everybody. As you can see, this is a different area to where I used to be sitting. So here I am live at the Wellington Hospital, sharing this with you. Tonight's topic, let's do this. Tonight's topic, doppelganger. I hope you can all hear me. If you can all hear me, holler back, because I have to really try and not talk loudly tonight due to the place that we're in. So if you can hear me, please let me know. Hey Mark, how you going? And welcome one and all to tonight's topic. As everybody knows, the topic's been out there all day about what we're going to discuss, and tonight's topic is a bit of a doozy. Doppelganger. It's been around for centuries. What are doppelgangers? Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. What are they? Apparently, they're supposed to be your double, your ghostly double. And the rumor is that if you see your double, or if you even end up in the same room with your double, then something bad is going to happen. Let's check it out. Let's just hit it off with the President of the United States. President Lincoln actually had a paranormal event, and it goes like this. Where should we start? I'm sure you have heard plenty of ghost stories, but have you heard of doppelganger? Actually, I'll bring you guys up so you can hear me properly. If you can hear me, let me know. Doppelganger means double walker or double goer in German. Basically, a doppelganger ghost is seeing double of yourself, but as a ghost. Extremely creepy, right? It's said that a lot of famous people in history have seen doppelgangers. Hey Lynn, how you doing? Science says that seeing these ghostly visions could be an electrical malfunction in the brain, like schizophrenia. But many believe these ghostly doubles are bad omens. Generally, the bad omen that doppelganger ghosts portray is that if you see yourself, it means something tragic will happen to you, like death or an illness. So science actually says that it's to do with the brain. There's an electrical malfunction in the brain, like schizophrenia. So does that mean, Mr. Scientist, Mr. I know all, Mr. I've never had a paranormal experience, it's all in our freaking heads? Well, that's something really wonderful to think about. Let's continue. Notable, famous people that have seen double included President Abraham Lincoln, Catherine the Great, English poet Percy Bysshe Shelley, Queen Elizabeth I, and a French writer, Guy de Maupassant, and many more. So, Mr. Scientist, let me ask you this question. Since you believe that there was an electrical malfunction in the brain, Mr. Scientist, then how come all these famous people, including a president of a country and the queen of a country, all saw these doubles of themselves? Mr. Scientific electrical malfunction of the brain. You know what? You scientists really get up my goat. You really do. You think you know all, but you know absolutely nothing. Why don't you guys actually go back to school and start learning all over again? Malfunction of the brain. So there you go. You know, famous people who have actually seen their doubles. They're calling it schizophrenia. Really. So, what are doppelgangers? Can somebody tell me in the crowd right now what they believe a doppelganger is? And are they real? Well, so far, I've named a few famous people, including a president, a queen, just to name a couple, have seen their doubles. But yet, where's the proof? Here we go. President Lincoln's paranormal experience with his doppelganger ghost seemed to have foretold his fatal death in 1865. It's said that when Lincoln looked in the mirror, he saw two of his faces. His wife Mary was there to witness it as well. She claimed that it must mean he would get re-elected in the second term because of his double faces. But his double looked deathly, so that must mean that he would die in his second term. Shortly after his re-election, as we all know, he had been assassinated by John Wilkes Booth. So, ladies and gentlemen, what's your take on that so far? Let me hear you. Holler back. Because right now I can't even see any more comments coming through. Where's my phone? I might have to jump on that to see if there's any comments. I hope you guys are hearing me, and I hope this isn't lagging. It probably is because it's pretty crappy. To be honest, the reception is pretty bad. So I have to go to my trusty phone to make sure that things are right. Okay, Janet, I'm just reading them now because they are really coming up. I mean, I'm not even getting any comments, but on my phone. Mum, have you got your phone with you? I heard today that we all have one. Don't know if it's right or not. Apparently so, there, Janet, from what everyone is saying, including history itself, everybody has a double. It doesn't have to be your double, it can be someone else's double. Yeah, see, it's just, I'm seeing no comments except for what I see on my phone. But anyway, we will continue. Queen Elizabeth of England also witnessed her doppelganger ghost. According to the Queen herself, she found her doppelganger looking sickly, very ill laying in her bed. Soon after that experience, Queen Elizabeth died from a sickness that left her bedridden. Annie Ricky King Holden, although you may hear the term doppelganger quite frequently, it is when used in conjunction with a paranormal event that it becomes uncommon. The word is commonly used to describe someone that looks similar, behaves similar, or even has the same name. These are just social observations on likeness one person may coincidentally have with another. Oh, that's awesome, Annie. Thank you for that. See, now I don't know how long it's taken for that comment to come through, but it's not coming on here, unfortunately. So somewhere along the line, it is lagging big time, but we will carry on. It is said that your doppelganger ghost can appear to others as a sign of your impending death, which happened in the case of well-known poet Percy Bysshe Shelley. He is better known as the husband of Mary Shelley, the author of Frankenstein. You got that one straight away. Yeah, I'm actually using my phone, Janet. Hopefully, I'll see comments coming up quicker because they're not coming up on my laptop at all. So I'm just going to continue, and hopefully, I'll be able to see your comments coming straight up. Lynn Abraham. I had a teacher when I was at school, so only a few years ago. She was in Whanganui shopping and she said she saw me and came up to who she thought was me to say hello, but she realized that I would have been at school at the time, so backed up. But she was positive it was me, so I'm not too sure if this is what you are talking about, but that's as close as I have experienced to knowing I have a double. I just laughed and thought the world couldn't handle two of me. Laughed my ass off. Well, that's absolutely true, Lynn. I don't think we would be able to handle two of these. So there you go. There are people out there that have actually had experiences of seeing their own doubles, or other people have seen their own doubles. There was a tour guide in the asylum of Waverley Hills, and he went up to check up on the tour that was going on. I think it was the third or the fourth floor of the place, and they were all shitty at him because apparently they had already just seen him, and he totally ignored the whole tour party, and they got quite upset about it. But the fact was, he had not even been up there. Now that's quite spooky to actually know that there is a double of yourself. But what are double gangers? Are they really truly real? And why do they show up? Well, so far from what I'm guessing here, ladies and gentlemen, is that your double ganger, if they turn up, there's no good that's coming from it. No good at all. President Lincoln saw his, he was assassinated. Queen Elizabeth I saw hers, she died. Percy Shelley, he writes, well, this is about him. Percy Shelley did also witness his own doppelganger ghost multiple times, which he later admitted to his wife Mary. But not only did he witness his own doppelganger ghost, it was also seen by Mary Shelley's close friend Jane Williams. She would see him walking down a path by her home, but never returning. This all would happen when Percy was nowhere near. After these incidences, he drowned in a sailing accident in 1812. It's unsettling that seeing yourself can be a foreshadowing of your own demise. So it goes to show, ladies and gentlemen, that so far nothing good at all comes from seeing your double. Now, Lynn wrote earlier on that one of her teachers actually saw her, or thought that she saw her, but realized that it can't have been her because she should have been in school. Has anybody else had any kinds of experiences like that before? Whereabouts, because it's not coming up. What can a doppelganger do harm to you? Well, yeah, now it's coming up. Well, you take a look at it again, Mordinger. President Lincoln saw his doppelganger and he died after a second term. Queen Elizabeth I saw her doppelganger in her bed, very, very sickly, and she died of an illness that kept her bedridden. Percy Shelley, he saw his many times. Not only did he see his own one, but also his neighbour, and he died in a boating accident in 1812. So, from what I'm seeing at the moment, there is a cliche, if you want to call it. Once you see a doppelganger, you're in a whole heap of shit. and that's
But
just
they
being
don't
honest.
physically
They don't touch you,
touch you
but
at all.
there are rumors that if they do touch you, if they actually run up and touch you, you're dead. Instant. See you later. A doppelganger may also be a spirit taken on someone's form to cause mischief. I can imagine that. Yeah, so can I. Big time, Annie. Janet, well, Alex was asleep and apparently he was at the door and walked back to bed. But when I checked him, he was fast asleep about 4 minutes later. I remember you putting that up the other day, Janet, and I guess, the person who apparently saw Alex, and I'm going to say apparently saw Alex, is never going to believe he saw anything else. Okay, a bit of a lagging of questions and answers, Morning. Yeah, it is, Morning. It's because of the reception that's here down in Wellington at the hospital here. It's pretty sad. Anyway, let's take a look at it. What is a doppelganger? What is it? I'm going to read you something from a person whose name is Aries. Believe it or not, that's what their name is. Okay? And they write, my name is Aries and I'm a 29-year-old woman and I've just recently, in the last few months, started to see spirits and other supernatural things, including orbs, shadows, auras, and I've received a few messages telepathically. I have also awakened to voices calling my name from a deep sleep. I seem to have the telepathic and empathy abilities and the strongest. For as long as I can remember, I have seen things pop into my mind out of the blue with no explanation as to where they came from. A few weeks ago, my best friend, who is a medium, was sitting up in bed, and when she looked up, she saw my doppelganger. She said she watched me as I walked right through the wall. My head was downcast with a very depressed look. I didn't even look up at her, disappearing again. Are there any explanations for this? Why would she see this? It has been bothering me since she told me of this, and it worries me. That same night, about an hour later, I saw a shadow appear twice in front of my car and got the immediate sensation of danger. Since I was in a dark parking lot and I was the only one there at the time, I took my book and went into the restaurant to wait for my food. Could this be connected to what my best friend saw? I'd love to hear what everyone has to say. So there you go. There is a question for you. Why do doppelgangers exist? To be really honest, Selena, I wouldn't have a clue. You're getting a double up on my doppelganger post this morning. It is because we've got a real bad reception down here at Wellington Base Hospital. I'm sorry for that. It can't be helped. Hey, Tammy, how you doing? Okay, so, hey. Good evening, Ruth Doig. It is great to have you here with us. Now, for that question that this lady Aries wrote about, someone gave her an answer. Doppelgangers are spirits who appear in almost physical form. Perhaps it relates to astral travel. I think it means you're in danger because you felt this way in your car. It may have meant that you'd be in a crash or someone could have been out to hurt you. The immediate danger has likely passed though. You and your friends should look further into this. Try speaking to ghosts telepathically. It helps. So there you go. There are people out there that are willing to answer. Hey, Michael, it's great to have you on board. There is a lot of lagging going on tonight due to the reception that I have to bear with. So, people, if you can hear me, I am gratefully sorry for the lagging that is going on. If I haven't said hi to you, it's because I'm not ignoring you. It's because I can't see your names come up just yet, and it takes a while. And so I'm not only using just my cell phone as well for comments, I've also got my mum sitting next to me who's helping me out as well with her one. So, are doppelgangers spirits or are they omens? Can somebody tell me that? Are doppelgangers spirits or are they omens? Hey Lara, how you doing? What do you believe that they are? Are they spirits or are they omens? Why, how's yours coming up? No, I haven't. So what do you think they are, ladies and gentlemen? I'd like to hear your point of view. Are they spirits or are they omens? Tell me English. You believe that they are omens. Who else has got an opinion or an answer to what I've just asked? Are they spirits or are they omens? Because right now I have to go with Tammy, and I have to say I have to agree with you, Tammy, at this point of time, because from what I'm gathering is that they are omens. Every time someone sees a doppelganger, something bad happens. Predicting what will be. Exactly. I mean, you take a look at it. President Lincoln saw his own doppelganger in the mirror. It looked deathly. And what happened? He got assassinated. Queen Elizabeth I saw her doppelganger in her bed, looking very, very sickly. What happens? She died in her bed that from an illness that kept her bedridden. Shelley himself saw his time and time and time again, but not only did he see it, but so did his neighbor. And what happened to him? He ended up dying from a boating accident. This lady Aries I just read about, she wanted her question answered. Her best mate, who was a medium, saw her doppelganger with her head down, go through a wall. What happened? She was in a car park by herself. She saw two shadows walk in front of her car. So she gets out, she grabs her book, and she goes into the restaurant to wait for her meal. Somebody gave her an answer and said that it is an omen, and I have to believe it because everything is coming up that way. So does anybody else have any ideas about a doppelganger? Or are you all going to just sit there and let Tammy answer it? Because come on, guys, jump in there. Give me your answers. What do you think a doppelganger is? Is it a spirit or is it an omen? While I wait for people to start replying. So if you see your own, you will die. If others see it, from what I've seen so far, Tammy, is that everyone who has seen their doppelganger has died, except for one, this Aries lady. Yeah, but so did Shelley's neighbour saw his, and he still died. So I think it's all up to the individual on how they're going to read it, I guess. This lady Aries, she was told that her best mate saw her doppelganger in her room, walking through a wall with her head down. And one night she's sitting in the car park, she saw two shadows walk in front of her car. So she gets out and heads for the restaurant where she had ordered her meals, and nothing happened to her. So who knows? Yeah, so right, it's just all hit me. They seem to be harbingers of death appearing before a person dies, Mordinger. Yes and no, Mordinger. I mean, so far, one has survived of a known doppelganger. I believe omen because they like to mimic people and cause emotional and physical pain. Well, none of them have caused emotional and physical pain as such because none of them touched the person. But I mean, if we continue to go into this, we may find it. What if you see someone else, though not your own? Then maybe you'll be able to warn them about it. So shows how you will die. Never really heard much about them. I've never really heard much about them either, Tammy. It's really, really hard to try and figure out what a doppelganger really is. I mean, yeah, you've heard stories, you've heard people's stories of doppelgangers. But the thing is this, are they real? Are they just your imagination? Are they what Mr. Science said that it's a electrical malfunction in your brain and you're schizophrenic? Exactly. You know, so I mean, who's to know why a doppelganger turns up? I mean, you know, well, let's not jump to the wrong conclusion right now, Janet, because I mean, like I was talking about the guy, the tour guide from Waverly Hills Asylum in America, he was told by the tourists going through that building at the time that he had already been up there when he hadn't been. Now, he's still alive to this day, and that was years ago. So, you know, it's not all bad so far. Yes, there are certain parts where it has become bad. Michael, hang on, where we up to? Because all of a sudden now all these comments are just flying through, so now I have to scroll back. Michael says, I don't think it's always a spirit. I think it's a bizarre natural occurrence unless you actually see your own doppelganger. That's a scary thought. Yeah, I believe, Michael, it would be because, I mean, if I saw me standing in front of me, I think I would die on the spot because, I mean, dude, look at this face. It's scary enough. And to actually have a look back at you, yeah, I would die of a heart attack. But we don't know. And that's the thing about it, ladies and gentlemen, is that we don't know. We have heard so many stories about doppelgangers, good ones, bad ones, omens, spirits. What really are they? Only my posts are showing up as a double up. No one else seems to be having this problem holding it. It's not coming up double with us. It's only on your phone there, Mordinger. So you've probably seen twice the message, and yet everyone else has only seen once. So it's okay. Annie Ricky King Holden. Much of the time, a doppelganger is viewed as an omen for a tragedy. Oh, shoot. What? Tragedy, illness, or death of the person who is copied. If someone sees their own ghostly double, it generally bodes very badly for them, and a number of quite famous people have had that ghastly experience. Well, you see, that's what I was saying, Annie. If I saw myself looking at me, I would have a heart attack and drop dead right there and then. Because, I mean, damn, you know, there would be some scary shit. Anyway, let's check this out. Doppelganger spirit or omen. The term doppelganger is used often to describe someone that looks just like, or at least very similar to, another person, but there are more mysterious and sinister roots than the word suggests. Literally meaning double goer, a real doppelganger is an apparition that appears in place of a person in a location or situation that would not otherwise be possible. Many people have seen this image of themselves, both in life and in visions. Other times, a person may have been seen walking through a room when they are actually several miles away at the time. The third most common sightings occur when the image of a person appears to walk past an area twice in a row, moving in the same direction to where it would be impossible for the person to have returned there fast enough. So, ladies and gentlemen, so what are doppelgangers? Heard Heath Ledger did. Who knows, Tammy? Who knows? So, does anybody else have any take on the doppelganger? I would love to hear what your take of it is. It sounds more like spirits. There you go. Spirits, omens. What are they? What are doppelgangers? Yeah, it just sounds like spirits. But then again, they're saying it sounds like omens as well. What are they? Are they omens? Or are they spirits? Let's carry on. So, what are doppelgangers? No one is certain. I'll read that again. So, what are doppelgangers? No one is certain. Many scientists believe the phenomena to occur based on injuries or stimulation to certain parts of the brain which cause errors in spatial reasoning. The stories of these encounters are so varied that it's difficult to even classify this phenomenon as a creature, except for the fact that most often the sightings seem to be intensely spiritual yet disconnected to the original person. What do your studies suggest they are? Well, I haven't come up across with the doppelgangers yet, Lara. I'm still in the beginning. I mean, as far as what I'm finding, the information is telling me that it's pretty much both. It's not only just a spirit, but it's also an omen. But then again, when an omen comes, isn't the omen supposed to show you what happens? Doesn't the spirit do the same thing? At this stage, they're saying that they can be both omens and spiritual, good and bad, bad and good. Who's to know? Presidents, queens, poets all died after seeing their doppelganger. All died. A lady, Joe Bloggs, her name, she called herself Aries. Her best mate as a medium saw her doppelganger in her home walking through a wall. Then she was in a car park. This is the lady that was apparently the doppelganger. Then she was in the car park in her car. She saw two shadows walk past. So she gets out of her car and she goes into the restaurant to wait for the food that she had ordered. Nothing happened. So are we going to be able to understand what it is? You know, Tammy, omens predict, spirits show what has happened. Thank you for that, Tammy. So, I mean, nobody, like they just said before. So, what are doppelgangers? No one is certain. Nobody is. Even scientists are saying that it's a malfunction of your brain and it's like schizophrenic. Well, how can it be schizophrenic, Mr. Scientist, who you think I know everything? Can you explain President Lincoln, a president of the United States, the biggest country in the world? How can he have seen it and also his wife saw it? Then you have a queen of a country, well, of the whole Commonwealth, who saw her own doppelganger in her bed, then a poet. And it goes on, the list goes on and on and on. If they all got schizophrenic, because if they do, then you know what? It's great to be schizophrenic. Okay, what do we got here? That sounds correct, Tammy Mordinger. Okay, so let's carry on. Doppelgangers are often seen, now here you go, Tammy, as bad omens. In many circumstances, the doppelganger shows up during or soon after tragic events, such as in the case of Vice Admiral Sir George Tyrone of Victorian era London. He was seen by multiple guests at a party at his home, simply standing and staring ahead silently on the same night that he died at sea. Until the science catches up with spiritual theories, some of these things will remain a mystery. And that's where it's going to be, Michael. That's where it is going to be. It's always going to be a mystery. It will always be a mystery. I don't think we're ever going to really get a 100% answer to what doppelgangers are. Are they good? Are they evil? Are they there to help us? Are they not? Are they there to be mischief? I don't think we're ever going to be able to get the answer to why doppelgangers are here, why they show up. Some show up as omens because they want to show that, dude, you're out the back door, coming to get you sooner or later. Maybe they're death itself. Have you ever thought of that? Let's take a look at it, ladies and gentlemen. A president saw his doppelganger, then he was assassinated. A queen saw her doppelganger, then she died. A poet saw his, and he died, and the list goes on and on and on. What if a doppelganger is death? What if doppelgangers are actually letting you know that they're coming to get you? It is your time. You're up. Your number's being clicked. You know? Why can't we say that that's why doppelgangers are there? That they're here to collect. Exactly, Michael. Science needs a method and conclusion of things. Paranormal events cannot be measured through scientific means. Mordinger. Exactly, Tammy. The Grim Reaper. Why can we not say that's what a doppelganger is? Because, I mean, if you have a look at it, throughout history, every single person who has actually seen their doppelganger, except for the ones of the terrorist of Waverly Hills, the one that does terrors, so far as I know, is still alive to this day. But every other one's a president, a queen, a poet, Heath Ledger, are all dead. Ruth, you say no one can be certain. You are right. Surely if you see yourself before your own eyes in the spirit form, you have or will soon be crossing over. What do you think? And they show themselves to those who are open anyways. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that what I am saying is right. What I'm trying to get out there, and so are other people that are watching this, is that we're trying to figure them out. Are they omens or are they spirits? Or can they be death coming to get you, letting you know? The double appears in shadows and reflections. Some cultures believe that the shadow was the external version of the soul. A person without a shadow was a person without a soul. Well, no one ever sees his face. Maybe he forms to look like the person. Exactly, no one does. A lot of people say that the Grim Reaper wears this long ass outfit, has this hood over his head, and walks around with a sickle. And that's death. That's how we picture him. That's what someone has portrayed him as. But how do we know doppelgangers are not death coming to get us? Will we ever know? Will we ever know? Here's another one. Here's another subject. Other bad omens may come in the form of a warning, such as, and here we go again, as in the case of former US President Abraham Lincoln, who saw his twin apparition on several occasions standing in a mirror while he was lying down across the room. What he saw each time was an image of himself displaced by a paler second image of himself. His wife at the time pondered if it meant that he would be elected to a second term but not live through the end of it. She was right. How do we know that they're not death coming to get us? How do we know that they're not showing themselves as us saying, hey, you know what? Time's up. Your ticket has been clipped. Your clock has stopped. You're out the door, and I'm here to let you know. I don't want you to get freaked out, dude, but hey, you know, the only way you'd probably believe me is if I show you myself of you. How do we know? Will we ever know? I don't think we will. I think we can go on assuming. I think we could go on guessing. I think we could go on saying, well, a doppelganger is this, a doppelganger is that. Could it be this? Could it be that? But I don't believe, ladies and gentlemen, that we are really, truly going to find the answer. I don't know. But anyway, I'll carry on about President Lincoln. This leads me to believe that there are likely spirits that mimic the appearance of a person. Many people believe that these spirits have ill intentions and wish to do harm to the person. Now, I remember Annie, you saying that they are here to do harm. I remember you quite clearly. I believe you said that they're here to do harm or to be mischief. Well, guess what, my friend? Bang. This is what this person has written up. This leads me to believe that there are likely spirits that mimic the appearance of a person. Many people believe that these spirits have ill intentions and wish to do harm to the person they are mimicking, be it physically, emotionally, or by ruining their reputation. If this were the case, the offending spirit would likely be some form of, here we go again, some form of demon. Maybe people who see their doppelganger are very spiritual people. That's why they are so open to seeing them. Could be, Tammy. Could be. I don't have the answers, but I try my best to help. And that's why I do what I do. And the best thing about it is that it gets everybody here involved who gives out their own answers to their own questions, believe it or not. You could be sitting there and you could be thinking of a question, you know, what is or what maybe a doppelganger is. And all of a sudden, you put the answer up. So you're actually answering your own question. All I'm doing is opening up a door for you. That's how I see it. I think everybody here has answers to their own question. And I think that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen, is you ask your question and you answer your own question. It's a great topic to think and research about. Amen to that, Tammy, and I really will be. I'll be looking into it quite thoroughly now because I am very interested. But that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. That's what the paranormal is about. Questions and answers. We give out the questions, but can we answer the questions? Some of us that come onto the live feeds actually answer their own questions without realizing it. And then when they look at their statements, they think about it and they go, wow, make it part two, you reckon, Tammy? You're on. How about that? Tomorrow night, part two, Doppelganger. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to cut this on next Thursday. Okay, then. You private message me to remind me of next Thursday to be Doppelganger. We will do a part two story of the Doppelganger next Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. But we've come to the end. I'm cutting this short tonight because of where we are, and because we're actually sitting in a beautiful hospital of the Wellington Hospital right in the reception area. So I would like to say a great big thank you to you all for coming in, for helping me out with this topic, for enjoying this topic, and I hope you really do. I am sorry for the reception that I have to endure, but that's what happens when you're actually in the hospital itself. So I will be back in Wanganui tomorrow night. If you have a topic, please PM me. Don't be shy. PM me and let me know what you think a topic should be. Good luck there in hospital. It's only my adopted mum, Michael. She's having a pre-op, and the big operation is next week. So yeah, so the prayers will need to be done starting next week Tuesday. I bring my mum back down here for her major operation on her eye. She's one of our huge supporters and huge fans of what I do. There's a lot of questions and answers, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the paranormal. And here's the biggest problem, and it's the biggest problem that even scientists today have. They can't get the answers to the questions. Will we ever get the answers to our questions of the paranormal? I don't believe so. I don't believe that no matter how we look at it or how hard we try, we will never succeed to find answers. There are questions that need to be answered when it comes to spirits. There are questions out there that need to be answered about omens, demons, doppelgangers, UFOs, Bigfoots, the Loch Ness Monster. Everybody is asking questions about those areas. Will we ever get the answers we're searching for? Me, myself, I don't think so. And that's why I do what I do, because I'm after the answers. Will I carry on? You're damn right I will. I love the paranormal, and the paranormal is me. Until tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for enjoying this. I hope you do. I hope you did. Well, they would have heard you, Mum. I don't believe that we're ever going to do it. So I will continue to carry on doing this. I will continue to try and help everybody who comes into the Unity Live to find the answers, maybe just a little tiny bit, or maybe just to open up your own eyes and think, wow, I just answered my own question. The paranormal is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's unknown. And I don't believe for a minute that it wants to be actually known. But I will keep striving. I will keep searching for the answers. Because one day I pray and I hope that I get the answers that I'm looking for. So until tomorrow night, thank you for watching. Stay safe.
And ladies and gentlemen, all things, stay paranormal. Until tomorrow night, this is John Stoomy signing out from Wellington at the base hospital. Good night, and God bless.